All right, your next act comes to stage. Please make some noise. Keep that clapping going for the hilarious Nick Maselli!
All right, so great to be here tonight. Thanks for coming out. So I need you to help me answer a question. Am I a cool guy or am I a nerd? How many people here think I'm a cool guy? Woohoo! How many people here think I'm a nerd? Hey, what's going on here? I think the same people were clapping. So, if you voted nerd, you're closer to the truth. But I'm not sure myself. I'll tell you a story and you can tell me. So, this happened way back in history. In another millennium, about 1,000 years ago, I was a university student. This is like the early 70s. Remember the Y2K problem? That nobody was even thinking about that. Nobody knew that computers were going to run everything in a few years. So I met Larry, who was a hippie draft dodger, completely different from the nerdy friend, namely me. And he was a stoner, so we got stoned a few times. And he told me he could get peyote buttons and we could do a peyote trip. So I thought that sounded cool. So we got together with Scott. Now Scott's a millionaire's son who sells drugs as a side hustle. We have nothing in common except a mutual interest in getting shit-faced. So we get stoned on these peyote buttons. First we had to get them down. We had to eat them, and that's a difficult thing to do because peyote buttons make you throw up. So you don't want to do that. You're going to lose your high if that happens. I'm trying to imagine some unfortunate would-be stoner who's eating his puke because he didn't want to lose the active ingredient. Yeah, okay, enough of that. So that didn't happen to us. And we're tripping. And in the middle of the day, I said, I really want to go to my class tonight. Now, this is the first clue that I'm a nerd. The class was in vector algebra. It was a math class. And it was a class I really loved. So my friends were cool with that. Scott said, I'll give you a drive to the subway. So Scott gets into his car, and he was having a hell of a hard time keeping the car inside the lane dividers. But I can see why. The lane dividers were kept moving. He's moving his car all around, trying to follow with the lane markers. So we get to the subway, and once I was in the subway, this is a safe place compared to Scott's car. But this is the first time I got frightened. I get down on the subway platform, and the subway platform looks like it's made of paper, and it's going to collapse and spill me onto the track. I was terrified. I was so relieved when the train came and I was able to get off that subway platform. So I go down to my class, and I listen to this nerdy teacher who I really liked. I thought he was the best teacher I ever had in university. So he's talking about math, and I'm getting more and more involved and emotional about what he's saying. Has anyone gotten stoned and discovered how emotional you can get when you're stoned? I'm sure some of you don't know what I'm talking about, and good for you. But I went right over the top, and I had this epiphany, this great moment in my life, and I said, I have a calling, and I became a statistician. Now think about this. A peyote trip is kind of cool, but statistics is the most nerdy thing I can think of. And that was my career. But I did have one cool moment in my career as a professional nerd. I met a woman that I liked, and she seemed to be into me, and I found out that she was a statistician too, so we could make small talk about statistics jargon. Hey, I got these really nice regression models. Do you want to take a look at them? That's shop talk. So it was the one time in my life that I actually came up with a good pickup line. So I've moved on a long way since then and done actually a lot of things. But then I retired and I decided to become a minister. Like, if you think that's nerdy, I agree with you. So I Dominus vobiscum. I'm actually not that kind of a minister. I'm a minister of New Thought spirituality. Our idea is that if you think a new thought, you live a new life. And if you keep thinking the same thoughts over and over, your life is just going to be the same old, same old. We can help you with that. And everyone's talking these days about the Catholic Church and the new Pope. I used to be a Catholic. We're different from the Catholic Church. I'm proud to say, the only religion that's pro-sex. I mean, how many religions tell you to enjoy sex? In the Catholic Church, they said, if you're single, what's wrong with you? If you're married, you have to make babies. That's an order. But whatever you do, don't enjoy doing it. So our idea is enjoy your sex life, and if you want to have babies, go ahead. It's your choice, but it's strictly your choice. So you can tell that I've had a long career as several different types of nerd. I'm now at a point where I'm ready to become a professor of nerdology. And I'm going to work with young wannabe nerds and help them find out just what kind of nerd is right for them, and let everyone figure that out themselves. So here I am at your service, Nick Michelli, professor of nerdology, and thanks for letting me come up here for a while.
Who's calling that shit? Who's calling that shit? Who's calling that shit?
Hey, keep it up for Nick! Keep it going for Nick. He loves to fuck, for God. All right.